an absolute horror show in place if you start saying people aren't that bad because they're not as bad as Boris Johnson. Do you know why I was quite nice about Rishi Sunak when he took over? Do you know why? Because he wouldn't be as bad as Boris Johnson. So I'm pretty confident that Theresa May was an awful Prime Minister. Off the top of my head, I give you the red lines, which were obscene and awful and absurd. The determination to pander to the racists who'd driven Brexit over the line by promising to abolish freedom of movement meant that we had to leave the customs union and the single market, and even the sensible Brexiters had told us, the supposedly sensible Brexiters had told us that the customs union and the single market were categorically not being taken off the table by leaving the European Union. And there we are. You also have Windrush, which to me was and remains a hideously ugly scar on the national record. 11 minutes after 10 is the time. And for the third one, well, I don't know really whether you'd go for making Boris Johnson Foreign Secretary or whether you'd go for the way she treated the police when she was Home Secretary. You could now throw in the go home vans. You could throw in the response to Grenfell. There's all sorts of things you could cite. What would you cite as a positive, except for the fact that she wasn't as bad as Boris Johnson?